Good afternoon. How are we all? Hoping we are all well. I'm just going to do my check, make sure I am live in the correct place. Yay! First time, and it's there. No problem. Excellent. Right, I've got a few little updates to let you know about first. Beans, as this is my first live of the month. There's new products, and we've got a new product of the month that is some gorgeous autumnal papers. So do check those out. They're just £5 with any spend of over £70. The last chance has been updated. There's more products gone on there, and there's up to, I believe it's 60% off. So do check that out. Also, we have a sale on at the moment of selected cardstock and paper. It's 15% off, and that includes the DSP, some DSP cardstock, A4 cardstock, and the 12x12 two-tone, but only select colours. Excuse me, and designs. And there's some of the newer ones in there, so do check that out as well. That's on until the 31st of August. And Paper Pumpkin, if you haven't subscribed to Paper Pumpkin before and you would like to, as a new first-time subscriber, you can get 25% off. And that ends on the 10th. So if you've been umming and ahhing about Paper Pumpkin, now is the time to do it and get that 25% off. So yeah, right, so that's all that out the way. That's Stampin' Up news. My news, you may have seen I've put out a save the date post a couple of times for I believe it's the 8th of October. I should have checked this, shouldn't I? I checked all that I was telling you about. No, it's not the 8th of October. It's the 3rd of October. Right. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. So I was just thinking my wedding anniversary, but no, that's the 6th, I believe. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible with dates. Yeah, but anyway, I am going to be doing an online mini album class. It'll be run over Zoom. And the way to get your hands on this class is to purchase 1 pack of A4 cardstock and 1 pack of coordinating 12x12 designer series paper from my online shop, and you will get access to the class. I'm designing an album as we speak based on this album that I did a few years ago. It's based on this. It won't be the same as, obviously, but I'm doing it so that 1 pack of A4 cardstock will enable you to make the base, and then 1 pack of designer series paper will enable you to base decorate. So if you purchase pack of A4 cardstock, pack of DSP, hi Vic, you will get access to my online mini album class. I will be releasing all the details by the end of this week. So yeah, that's coming up. Right. So as we've got a new month, it does mean that I have a new product spotlight. Hi Michelle, I'm good, thank you. Hope you are too. Let's switch our camera. Right, so for this month, I have chosen the Bloom Boutique product suite, and my dog has now decided she wants to play ball, which, yes, she normally does. Yeah, so it's the Bloom Boutique suite, and this suite is absolutely gorgeous. I love the florals. I love the fact that it uses all the new 2026, 2028 in colours. They all go so well together. The paper is speciality paper. It's got gold foiling on bits of it. It is a mega suite because it comes with 2 bundles. Obviously, you buy the bits you want. You don't have to use it all. But yeah, that's what I thought we'd play with this month. So I have my paper. Let me just show you some of this foiling on here. Hopefully I can get it to show. Don't know if that's showing right well, but you might be able to see a little twinkle of that. That one's got just a real tiny amount, but yeah, some oh, you can see it well there, can't you? Absolutely stunning papers. In fact, it showed better me just holding it down there. So yeah, I love those. And then we've got some die cut mini boxes, and then there is the Boutique Blossoms bundle, which is lots of floral images, some standalone dies to cut out, as well as cutting the images. And then the scallop blooms are scallop circles and labels and sentiments, which there's some beautiful script in that. And then the beautiful in colour butterflies. I love those. They're so sweet. Right, so let's grab our box of goodies to create our first card. So this is our sketch this week that we're going to use. Really simple sketch, 3 pieces, a back piece and a sentiment and our focal point. So I am thinking I'm going to go with a plain background. Might even do a coloured background. We'll just see. I'll grab my basic white mat, 14.9 by 10. No, 10 by 14.4. And then we can use some of this gorgeous paper as our pieces. I think that is what I fancy. I'm loving that blue. Let's see what bits I've already got. And then if I went for see what bits I've already got cut that are large enough to use. How big do I need those? Around 2 by 7. Oh, that's lots of that green. Haven't got any other bits cut that are large enough for that. So I like those 2 together, and then we want one in between that, don't we? We could go for a fish cantaloupe, or we could use the hydrangea hue. Now I think the Chris cantaloupe can go for the 3. That's in all of them then. We'll give that a try. So I want 3 pieces that are 2 by 7. So let's chop. does it matter which way it goes? I don't think it does on that one. So that's 2 by 7. That's our first piece. And we'll grab this one and do another piece. I hope everyone is enjoying this little bit cooler weather that we're having. I know I am. It's a lot easier to get things done. Oh, actually, that's the back of that one, isn't it? So I don't need to cut that great big piece. I think I want that bit. No, we'll go that bit. More detail. And 2 by 7. Now, something you find when you cut, obviously the way you cut, you end up with a little ridge when you've cut from the other side, because those sides were cut from there. So I've got a little ridge, and I just like to grab my bone folder and flatten that down. I just think it looks neater. Right. I am going to use a colour for the back, and I think I'm going to use, I'm going to try Peaceful Pine two-tone, the lights. And see what that looks like, because I don't want anything too dark. Actually, I like that. So let's cut a piece of this. Our standard mat size. We'll go 10 by 14.4. And there we go. Got a little bit of grey board on there. Wondering about that one at the top, that one down the bottom, and that one in the middle. Yeah, quite like that. Simple. I'm wondering whether it'd look better actually if it was embossed. No, we'll keep it plain, nice and simple and plain. So I can glue those down because I know I want those there. I am just going to eye up the placement. You could measure if you prefer. About there looks about right. And then we'll do this one. I want the same distance from the bottom. Beautiful. And then this one in the middle. It's a shame to hide that beautiful foiled paper, but it's okay. We've got lots. There is more. All right. I really like that. I think that's quite sweet. So now we need some flowers or bits to go on our card, and I am thinking of using we have a die, which is this floral here, which I have, because I've been playing, I already have some bits, and I'm thinking we can have that and then some flowers with our sentiment. Now the large flower, this isn't the one I'm using, I'm just bringing this in for size. I think is too large. Do I have a smaller one? Again, I'm not using this one. It's just one I have left over. I think will be okay. So that's the size flower I want to use, and some of the other bits and bobs that we have. So let me grab those stamps, pop that up out the way, and bring in my stamping mat. It's actually a piercing mat, but I only use it to stamp on. Do I have? I do. Some white scraps that I can use, and I think we've used the. I think I'm going to go hydrangea hue and bring the blue out. Maybe crisp cantaloupe. I'm wondering if crisp cantaloupe will just be a little bit lost. Let's try it. We can always do a smaller flower of the hydrangea hue to make up some of the space. All right, let's give that good ink. Now I haven't mastered the inking on the new felt pads. Whereas we used to dab, apparently it's a bit of a twist on these, but I'm not 100% convinced that I've got it. Right, do excuse me if you end up with my head in shot. I just want to line this up best I can. Now I do normally, when I'm doing two-step stamping, the second stamp, the infill stamp, normally stamp off, but because these are ultra textured, you don't need to. On some colours it becomes too pale, so I just do it full strength, and that's fine for me. Right, so we've got that. I want some green foliage as well, so we'll bring in our peaceful pine, and I want the triple leaf stamp. So I'll just swap these off. I've used the blocks for something else. Again, we'll do a couple of those. Now I can't remember on this one if I stamp off or not, so I'm just going to bring in some scrap. No, I'm not going to, because again it's very textured and it's not needed. That wasn't very good. It's a good job I've done a couple. There we go. That one's better. But we won't waste that one. It can be used. And then I'm going to bring in the hydrangea hue for a couple of little accent flowers. We've got this little tiny flower that I love. I didn't ink that one up very well, did I? Let's get it the right way. And again, sorry if you get my head in shot. It's that way. Beautiful. I do love two-step stamping. I think it's brilliant, especially if you're not keen on colouring. And it's one of the things that attracted me to Stampin' Up. I didn't like stamping and colouring. I know that's changed. But this fact that there's two-step stamps, so I've got the infill, so it means I don't have to colour if I don't wish. We can be very lazy as crafters, and want an easy out, if you like. Sometimes it's just nice to just stamp that colour in quickly, and the fact of the detail that's in it gives shading, and that is excellent. It's not just a flat image. I think this washi tape's about had it. I don't think it's helped the heat. Right, let's put our flower, grab our die. Oh, we don't want the big one, do we? We haven't used that one. Right. Put that through there, then I can put something else through with it as well. Do as much as possible in one pass. Where's my leaves? I've had this sweet quite a while. I think I bought it when the catalogue first came available. And it's been sat there, and I've been thinking, I want to play. But because I've been sharing other things, I'm so happy now to get the opportunity to share it with you all, because it is beautiful. And there's so much you can do with it. Florals are, I find, always easy to create with. Right. Now we have that one. Oops. Keep that tape on there just in case I do need another. I'm hoping I don't. Thinking the one will be sufficient, but we never know. I am going to die cut this other one because it'll be useful to tuck behind, even though it hasn't stamped perfectly. You can hide the bit that's not perfect behind other bits. I do struggle lining this up for some reason. I don't think I've got it right now. Oh, come on. Yeah, sometimes you put it, there we go, put it down and it's like perfect first time. And then other times you can go round and round and round. Trying to get the right way. That one, and then one more. There we go. Oops. Oh, excuse me. My tummy is rumbling. I was hoping to get breakfast before I came on, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Okay, let's bring in our card again. So I'm kind of thinking our large one, just going to give it some shape, is in the bone folder. Just a little bit like so. Will be somewhere like that. Can always pull that up a little bit, and then our greenery can go and more fingers and thumbs. That's down there. And we can have a couple little flowers. Just poking about. And then we'll have our sentiment. Oh, that'll look quite nice. Might not need that one there, but we'll see. Might change up where that leaf is. Right, so let me pop this down first because this is going to be our main starting point. I'm just going to put a dimensional in the middle. And then we can pull that up there. Like so. No, I'm going to move it over slightly. To fit in our sentiment on. Twist it here, there, everywhere. There we go. Happy with that. Right. I'll also give our leaves a bit of dimension. Nothing in nature is flat, is it? Not sure. I'm not going there. Oh no. That's okay. Right, I'm going to use glue dots. I find it easier using mini glue dots to add bits in like this. I've got to worry about glue everywhere and waiting for it to dry. That's okay. Right, these, I'll give a bit of dimension to those. Again, I'll pop it on a glue dot. No, the glue dot one can go under there. Oh my gosh, I am sorry if you can hear my tummy. I do apologise. Right, so I'm going to get a mini glue dot for this one, which I have some here. I'm nearly finished. These are just leftover bits out of card kits. That's why they look a little different to the norm. I'll pop that one there. And then do we want a little bit more greenery up there? Maybe. I'm going to try it. Let's cut this. You can always chop up your die cuts. Yeah, I like that little bit of green up there. And then we can pop them here and have our sentiment there. Right. I've just squished that in my fingers just to give that a little bit of dimension. And then this one, I'm just going to pop in my hand and just curl it round, and that'll just give it a little bit of dimension that way. Right, that's those. Just have a swig of tea, don't want to forget it. Right, my sentiment. What have we got in the suite? We have hugs, have a good day, thinking of you. Now, I don't want a large sentiment, I want something quite straight. So I am thinking either have a good day or hugs. Nope, don't like that. I don't think the hugs is going to be right either. No. So in here we do have, which I've moved, a thank you for being there for me. And I think I'm going to stamp that and then just cut out the thank you and have a thank you. So let's grab a block to pop that on. We'll go slightly larger block really, but I'm going to save using one that's got a dirty stamp on. Now, quite think, no, we will keep it simple and just go on basic white. Will it fit on there? Perfectly. And I don't want to use black. I think I'll go for the basic grey. Hook that up. Go like so. I think black would have been too harsh. And I'm just going to cut this. I was playing today for ages before I came on, trying to get my camera to zoom in. To me, it looks like you're really far away. I mean, I've got my it's on my phone, and it is literally, what, a foot? Just over a foot above my desk. I can't really put it any closer without it being in the way. But I couldn't zoom in. Couldn't get my camera to zoom in. I've tried all the cameras on my phone, and other than the telescopic one, which gives me about this much space, they're like this or further away. I'm not sure how I can do anything about it other than buying a camera. And I don't want to buy a camera. The least I have to spend, the better. Because anything I purchase means I've got less to spend on craft products. And we can have that there. Beautiful. Right, so if I get a little bit of dimensional, just to stick along, that will be a really tiny slither. There's a little tiny bug. Right, so that's, oops. On there. Then I want another one. Okay. Go that. Make sure that can't be seen. And then a blue dot on the end. Let's take backings off those. That one's already come off. I'll just pop a blue dot on the very end. Have that TH. Pop that down there. Beautiful. Shall we have some twine? Why not? I'm using a lot of linen thread at the moment funny, isn't it, how we go through phases of crafters and of using a product. And I suppose if you're a cook as well, yeah, certain things you use and then stop using some a bit and go back to. Have a nice bow on there, which I do this so often, and then I have to pass it through. Luckily, we can pass that through there. Like, oh, no, I do want that through. There we go. Pull that through. That. I can tuck it under, and then I can just add the glue dot under there to hold it in place. There we go. Stick. Excellent. And then we want some of our little butterflies, which I no longer know where I've put them. Here they are. And I think we will go for that glue dot's still on. My pokey tool. That bow's not playing ball now. Here we go, it's better. We'll go for a crisp cantaloupe. And then we can have a peaceful pine, followed by another crisp cantaloupe, I think. Yeah. So, happy with that one. And we'll put it onto a basic white card base. I haven't got any at the right way cut. We'll do a score at 10.5 and cut at 14.9 thereabouts. That up there. Give it a slight bend. I like to line it up and push it against the side of my trimmer so that I know I get both ends level. Give that a nice burnish. I love the fact we've got two-tone cardstock now, because normal cardstock would have been a bit heavy. And then we'll use this as our inner piece, and I shall just grab. Is that wide enough? It is. And we'll just put a 2 centimetre strip of this across. 2 centimetres by 10. It's nice to decorate the inside of the card a little bit. And the easiest way to do that is to just quickly add a piece of designer series paper. Fabulous. Pop that inside. And there we are. Beautiful. Nice, simple card. Some simple stamping, couple of pieces designer series paper. The longest part was die cutting it. Right, let's do another one. Now I want to use the hot foil. So I am going to plug my hot foil in so it can warm up while we do everything else. Right, so my hot foil's on and it's warming up. And what I thought, I've got these, which are the classic greetings from the hot foil. For those of you that don't know what hot foiling is, it's transferring foil with heat and putting it on a card and making it stick, basically. I don't really understand how it works, but it looks brilliant. So I thought this would be a real simple way of doing a card. And we've got all these sentiments. So I thought we could do a happy birthday because that's a nice large sentiment. And we always need birthday cards, or I do. And that's the one. Grab that off there. And I thought all we need is a beautiful piece of our designer series paper. Let's go for a different colour. Got Golden Glow. Oh, and that's a nice one, isn't it? Or Hydrangea Hue. Oh, we do that. Blush, Barely Blush. Is it Barely Blush? It looks Barely Blush. Hydrangea Hue would be nice, wouldn't it? I don't know. They're too nice. No, we're going to go with this one, the one I picked first. What I'm going to do is cut a basic layer of this at 10 and make a real simple card by 14.4. And then we will have this in gold on there on a piece of, now we can do Crisp Cantaloupe, or we can do it on a piece of Barely Blush. And then that'll just stand out against, maybe not on this piece because I've got bits all over it. Not that die. Yeah. It will just fit as long as I don't think I'll cut a bigger one. I think I am gonna go. Mind you, it'd look very nice on the green Peaceful Pine. That'd really stand out, wouldn't it? And it's got it in there on the two-tone light. Let's go for that. So we need that and that, and we need to get some gold foil. I've just got my machine plugged in at the side of me and heating up. I will bring it over. So we've got gold foil. I'm just going to trim this enough. Apparently the best way to do it is on your trimmer. I've used scissors before, but yeah, they said the best way is on your trimmer. I'm just popping that on just so I know roughly where to cut. Put a little bit extra through. Yeah, the best way to cut it is on your trimmer. So we've got the piece of foil that we want, and I shall pop that away while we're just waiting for it to heat up. Takes about 6 minutes. I'll bring it over. Here it is. Oh, now it's come unplugged. It's a magnetic plug. There we go. It won't take any longer. It's getting quite warm. Now you do need the Stampin' Up cutting and emboss machine for this. It's the only one that it's been tested with, and it's the only one that your warranty will cover you for. Just wait. We'll have a drink of tea while we wait. Actually, I could cut a card back. Oh, there you go. So that's heated up. And we need to pop our die on and press the button and wait for the timer to go off. So we're having green on there. I wonder about a Barely Blush card base. Means that is a Barely Blush. I have one here made. Yeah, quite like that. I will go Barely Blush and that. And we won't need much more else than what we've got here to create this card. Once your machine's actually heated, it's a very quick card to do. So just let that heat up. And get our bits ready that we need for our foiling. Put those there. We need that to put our die on after because it will be hot. And we have our magnetic tool for lifting, and then we've got our plates for running it through our cut and emboss. I never thought I'd be buying hot foiling. Right, that's now ready, so we can add our foil. I just hope I remember and do this correctly. Add our foil, and we can add our cardstock. I shouldn't have put it where I have really. I'll put that there. Hoping that's right. We can turn it, unplug it. Then we can pop our hot foil shim and our spacer plate. And then I'm just going to run this through the cut and emboss. Just fits perfectly. You can touch the plates on the top, they're not hot. If you hold it by the handle, it's absolutely fine. And then you just want to slowly run that through. There you go. That's done. And then we can pick it up by the sides and holding the top plate. So I'm holding it like that. That is not hot. Pop it back down. Remove our plates. Make room to take it off. Then if you haven't got lots of card, the magnet will pick it up through the card, and then press the button to drop it down. We can move this out the way, allow that to cool down. I'm just going to unplug it so that I don't forget to unplug it. I don't want my lead sat there. And we can pull our cardstock off. That can be moved to one side. I mean, if you're doing more than one, normally you would just leave it. And then we can pull, and we have a gorgeous happy birthday. Look at that. Perfect. All right, so we'll just pop that over there. Then we've got our die, which will die cut it out. I'm just going to trim this down, and then I can put it through my mini machine. I hope can cut a bit off the other way if I need to. No, that's absolutely fine. Where is my washi tape bits? Oh, I'm going to line this up. This will line up exactly. That's looking good. I'm not worried about it actually sticking to the plate because my plate's bent and my die isn't, but as long as it stuck the die to the cardstock so that doesn't move. Right, and we'll run that through. Pop that away. Done with that one. And those. All right, let's peel this off. Now they do say the hot foiling works better on two-tone cardstock than standard cardstock. It works on standard cardstock, but you get a smoother finish on two-tone because of it being a smoother cardstock, because it's printed, not dyed. That's why it's got the white core. Look at that. Right, so we'll have that on there. How gorgeous is that? I want a little bit of ribbon. I think I'm going to go crisp cantaloupe ribbon. Yeah, beautiful. I'm just going to cut a piece of that. I'll pop this around the middle. Easiest way, like so. Oh, near enough the middle. Miss my bin. And I'll just stick this down, hold it over. And the other one. Oops, stuck to my finger. That's okay. We can take the backs off those and that'll help it stick to our card base. Just give that a burnish. That stays shut. My life. Not doing very well, am I? Okay. Put that on there. Line that up. Not perfectly straight, but I'm okay with that. And I'm going to add our sentiment on dimensionals. few dimensionals on there. I need a mini one for there. There we go. Cut the backings off those. Got no nails at the moment, and I am struggling. There we go. Getting the backings off. I ended up cutting them all off because we fetched a new to us caravan. Do I want it? Yeah, we'll have it just like that in the middle. That is a bit winky wonky, but that's okay. Yeah, we replaced our caravan. Well, Hayden's had it actually. Because it was older and heavier. So we've brought a little Ariba caravan that we fetched the weekend. Now sometimes I do like just a knot, just so it's not too much, but I think this can carry a bow. I don't want nothing too big. So yes, I've been sorting that, and you know, it's like when you're sorting stuff and what have you, end up with broken nails. I can sit and faff with this for a long time. Doesn't help the fact that I've still got it attached the other end. There we go. Nice cute little bow. On there. And then we can add a couple of butterflies. And we're done. We'll have I'm not sure if these are the clear or the barely blush, but we're using these today. And this one. There we go. And there we have a real simple card. Grab my inner. But if you've got a lot of cards to do and you just want something really simple, just going to cut 1.5 centimetres of cards of the DSP to stick on here. But yeah, if you've got some real gorgeous DSPs like this, that they do all the work, and then just a nice sized foiled sentiment. A bit of ribbon. I mean, it looked beautiful without the ribbon. You didn't want to use ribbon. But I really wanted the paper to do the work. So there we go. Our 2 cards for today. Very different, but using the same set of products. Thank you, Michelle. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah. I haven't played with it a lot. I've done a couple of things, but I think it's going to be one of those things, especially when I start Christmas. It is used a lot. So yes, thank you. I'm glad you like them. Right. So that's our cards for today. I will be back on this evening with a scrapbook page at 7:30. If you're around, do pop on then. If not, have a lovely weekend and a lovely week, and I will see you all next Thursday. Thanks for joining me. Bye.